Yo, welcome back to another video. yeah, yeah. Um, we about ready to get into this. Let's go. Let me reload it. I watched for a couple seconds. This is Drake wanted this to happen.
Drake is public enemy number one in hip hop. After the bomb that was Kendrick Lamar's verse the other day, a lot of people had looked to Cole and Drake and wonder when they are going to respond. In the meantime, however, people have started connecting the dots as it relates to Drake. From the obvious Kendrick Lamar diss and the Metro Boomin beef to less obvious targets in Rick Ross, Nav, and even Future, it seems like everybody in the music industry is directing their hate towards Drake. And though a lot of the people might be confused as to why this happened, it's been right in our faces the whole time. And it all really started to kick off back in 2022. I remember 2022 as if it was just a few years ago, mainly because it was, but what I mean to say is that it didn't happen too long ago. I mean, hell, 2021 had Certified Lover Boy, and most of the people Drake is beefing with right now were featured on that album. And 2022 just seemed like a regular Drake year.
Pray for my demons, girl, I got you.
In usual Drake fashion, he teamed up with Future and the duo released Wait For You.
I've been trapping around the world.
The song is great, and people generally enjoy it. The beat is nice, and surprisingly, Drake and Future actually act mature for once. The song speaks on Drake's and Future's relationships with women, and the oxymoron of being a rapper and wanting to have loving and healthy relationships. Surely, with rappers as mature as Drake and Future, women should never be an issue. Anyways, subscribe, please. Returning to Drake and Future, however, it's important to note that this was Future's first #1 hit song on the Billboard Hot 100. Something that will matter later, but for now, let's talk about Honestly Nevermind. Honestly Nevermind was a major surprise. Not only because it was announced the same day that the album dropped, but because Drake made it a house music project.
I don't wanna go, I don't wanna.
Sure, is it a little awkward at times? Most definitely, but low-key good.
Bring them girls to the stage, cause somebody's getting paid.
Or maybe I'm tripping, I don't know. Cause the way that most people reacted was by telling Drake to give us that rap back, and so he did.
Fuck a pigeonhole, I'm a night owl, it's a different.
Jimmy Cooks was the closing track on the record, and honestly a way for Drake to tell the fans to shut up about the rapping before they even got to complain about it.
Talking to you niggas like I'm J. Cole.
So though, this track also went to #1, and in one way or another, the project's success led to the release of Her Loss.
Performing a song off of one of the most relatable albums of all time, Her Loss.
Yeah. Well,
Her Loss is the collaborative album between Drake and 21 Savage, and though amongst hip-hop fans the album was well received, there was one rapper who the streets said hated it, which surprisingly turned out to be Future.
Oh, that's what I heard. I heard that's a big rumor that Future is not too happy this Drake and 21 Savage album. And
because Future and Drake did an album before.
And it makes Drake and Future album not as important, I would say.
That's what he feels.
And that's, I mean,
Allegedly.
this is allegedly, this is all rumors. I've never heard it from Future's mouth, never heard it from Drake, never heard it from 21, but it's a alleged big rumor that's going on right now.
Soon after the record's release, a rumor flew around that Future was unhappy with Drake, and though many initially thought that the hate came from a place of jealousy, the real reason was in front of us the whole time. Shout out to this guy on Twitter because I'll be referencing a thread that he made. But basically, when you listen to the song More M's, we realize that the song is most likely aimed at Future. And to understand the theory, let's take a deep dive into the bars themselves.
What happened to that nigga claiming OVO, we traded him.
At the beginning, many people thought this was a bar aimed at The Weeknd. But as we progress, the description of the bars don't fit The Weeknd.
Let me kick it basic. Niggas, they got love for the boys, so they fake it.
Originally, people thought this bar was aimed at Metro Boomin, or again, possibly The Weeknd. But with a bar so big, it could really be about anyone. Like, as far as we know, it could be about LeBron. But the reason we know it's not about LeBron is because we expand and we continue to break down this verse.
But if I send a verse to their ass, then they'll take it.
This is the bar that essentially eliminates Metro Boomin as well as The Weeknd from being in contention as to who this bar is. It also eliminates LeBron if you're that crazy. Mainly because Metro Metro Boomin rejected Drake from Heroes and Villains. The Weeknd hasn't done a song with Drake, I feel like in a decade, maybe more. And LeBron doesn't do music. So who else could it be? See, I knew the maturity they showed on this track seemed out of character. But man, it's very ironic that the reason these two are beefing in the first place is because of women.
Crack a couple jokes to some bitches on some snake shit.
Or more accurately, because of pillow talking, which is a lead cause for beef in hip hop. But you'll see what I mean as we move on through. Because of course, Drake had more disses in mind for Future, which is mainly seen in the track What Would Pluto Do?
We're about
Oh
to
yeah,
go on a
because
little adventure together.
Pluto.
Experience
Okay.
Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour.
I thought, what would Virgil do?
Okay, dropping
Looks like
$2 in a
Drake.
liquid. Okay.
On this track, Drake is just done with an album and he sees
Can't really do the music.
this girl that the last time he seen her, she was hanging out with one of his friends, which makes him wonder, what would Pluto do?
What would Pluto do? He for the hoe, so I did it.
For those who don't know, Pluto is Future, and essentially, Drake hung out with Future's girl. Now I'm saying hung out so this video doesn't get demonetized, but you know what I mean. And in case you still don't believe me, let's head back to We Don't Trust You. Specifically the intro track, where Future disses Drake throughout the entirety of the song. Sneak dissing. I don't understand, dog. Pillow talking, acting like a fed, dog. I don't need another fake friend, dog. Now this sounds like a good old he said, she said. But I think what we're missing here is that mainly this is a she said, she said. Like, I don't know if I'm tripping, but it sounds like both guys have the same source. A girl that told them they were pillow talking. They're either A, in need of a therapist to talk things out with, telephone game with the people they hang out with, or C, the girl/girls could be lying. But listen, man,
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
think
here
it's
to
the last
overthink
one.
things. But once again, that pillow talking term is coming to fruition, which reminds me that's apparently the same reason Drake and Rick Ross are beefing.
He talk about your family bad and he racist too.
You talk about Drake like a dog.
Girl, he got a baby from a Russian woman, look just like Drake. Beautiful little boy. Same age one of that girl got them 3 children from, baby.
And in case you were wondering if Drake would respond, he already has. Not on rats, but through inviting one of Rick Ross's exes to a show. Which leaves us with the most important rapper in all of this, Nav. Nah, but seriously, I do not know why they're beefing. This is like when French Montana beefed with Kendrick. I cannot figure it out, dog. Honestly, you start to wonder if this is some kind of sick plan by Drake, cause I don't know how you piss off that many people in 3 years. But I mean, that's just the way it goes. But it is kind of crazy that this whole quote-unquote civil war is something that's been brewing not behind the scenes, but in front of all of us. And I'm stuck on deciding whether Drake was genius for doing this, or whether it will backfire on him, essentially making him look like a dumbass. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Anyways, shout out to y'all, because that 300k video, hey man, it means a lot to me. And honestly, it's thanks to y'all. I wouldn't be here without y'all. And I think that does cover it all, but I want to say that the Miami Heat better tighten up, because the playoffs are like just around the corner, man.
Bro, what year was this? Nah, this had to be recent. How recent was this? Nah, them Miami Heat ain't doing nothing this year. Next year, the year after. Until LeBron out, they ain't doing nothing. They ain't doing nothing. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Y'all already know what to do. Like, comment, subscribe.